Let's take a look how some of these concepts play out in an actual rehearsal. So we're going to see specific rehearsal techniques fused to the macro, micro, macro framework. Keep in mind this is a very flexible framework. Very rarely do things happen exactly as we pre-plan them. We can choreograph, and we should to some degree, but there's always going to be some flexibility in rehearsal. So you'll see sometimes we might be going down a path and we have to adjust a bit. We might have to take a different approach. We might have to extend the approach, and that's okay. Other times we might literally need to take a tangent because some other issue might reveal itself that needs to be dealt with right then and there, and we just have to adapt and take a little tangent off the side and then come back to our main plan. There are certain times when you'll see there's something, or hear that there's something else going wrong, and we have to make a decision whether to completely ignore it and say that's not our focus right now, we'll circle back to it, or acknowledge it, perhaps recognize it, point it out, but also tell the ensemble that's not going to be our focus now. We're going to continue with this main plan and then circle back to it. So there's always going to be a flexibility between following our plan and adjusting and adapting based on what we're hearing. Let's take a look at some examples. This is measure 169. Let's break this down a bit. Can we hear just the melody at 169? And let's phrase this a little bit with the sustained note, just moving the dotted chord, moving a little bit towards the eighth note, so we get a little bit of energy on it. Yeah, so a string player might add a little bit of dee-da-dum, or a singer might go a little bit intensely vibrato. For us, for most of it, it's going to be a little bit more crescendo. Not an obnoxiously obvious one, but just a blossoming dee-da-dum. And then the pickup, dee-da-dum. Pickup belongs to the measure to the right, not to the measure it's in. Let's try it again. Just melody, folks. Just play the first concert F, make sure we get that in tune. Good, try it again. Take it off. We have trumpets are still very high. Take the instrument off your mouth so we can make sure we can remember where we are. Now let's try it. Good, memorize it where it is. Go ahead and sing it. Let's sing it again. You can hear where do, dom. Sing. Go ahead and play it. Let's try that in context. So in rhythm. Can we just play beat 4 now? So dee-da-dum, dee-da-dum. Let's slow it down and get a good crescendo over the bar line. And 3. Yeah, so really we have to compensate for the leap, yeah? So it's not dee-da-da, but dee-da-da. So it sounds like it's one note away when really it's more than that. Again. Good, one more time. Dee-da. That's quite beautiful. Let's play the whole 2-measure phrase here. So a little bit of energy going to beat 3, and then the leap. Beautiful. Let's try another layer here. Can we try the folks who just have whole notes here? I think similar to what we're working on there, we want to make sure that we connect over the bar lines. So even though it's sustained, let's push a little bit over those bar lines. 169. Let's breathe together so that it's absolutely stable. So for sure, the quarter note pickups over the line have to have a little energy, yeah? But even the ones that are just whole notes have to go just a little bit of a crescendo and set up those harmonic changes. Let's try it again. Good. Let's put those outer layers together. So our whole note layer and our melody layer. Make sure they play nice with each other. Good. So it works quite nicely with just these outer two layers, but let's add the inner just try those folks alone. So here's alto, sax, clarinet 2 and 3, starting right at 169. And same phrasing idea that we applied to the other two levels. It's beautiful playing, it's just a little boring. So we get it's basically a whole note that just happens to have a rhythm in it. Let's try it again. Good. Let's get a good attack. We'll breathe together. Good. Let's try everybody together. Break down some of these melodies here. Can we go back to measure 9? And just here, folks, who have just those folks. A little emphasis on beat 3. That's pretty good. Let's zoom in on the first beat of the measure, on digga-digga-dum-bum, and a little more zaga-digga-dum-bum, zaga-digga-dum-bum. Just that much, just zaga-digga-dum. Again, digga-digga-dum. It feels zuga-digga-dum as opposed to like a lighting match. A little energy on the front of that beat. Pretty good, again. That's great. Let's combine it with the whole measure. When we combine it, we lost the energy of it. Let's try just those first 5 notes. Again. Good. Let's try it in context, the whole measure. Yeah, can we try beat 2? Let's go to measure 11. I think we need a bigger contrast between. They're not march staccato, are they? Probably they need to be, because other folks in the ensemble are, so we'll make sure that's consistent. So let's just try measure 11 on just that much. That's speed for now. 2 and 3 and. Again, 2 and 3 and. Yeah, sing it. Ready? And. That's correct. Just do the exact same articulation, just using your instruments. 2 and 3 and. Good. One more time. 2 and 3 and. A little faster. And 2 and 3 and. Ah, we lost the energy. 2 and 3 and. 2 and 3 and. 2 and 3 and. 2 and 3 and. Let's try the whole thing for measure 9. So we have a zig-a-dig-a-dum-bum-hee-a-dum-dum-dum and 2 and. That's pretty good. Let's do it again. Just not convinced of that first downbeat. I think maybe we're grabbing at it a little bit in our energy, in our effort to make the energy. Keep ourselves grounded and make the articulation clean. Good. One more time just for consistency. We got it once. Let's make sure it's not a fluke. As opposed to just play. Let's put a repeat on measure 10. Just for now, a repeat on measure 10, just so we can really practice the dum da 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 dum da da dum. And 2, 3. Good, you kind of want to kick the phonograph so it stops skipping. Let's try the whole thing together at 9. And that's wonderful. Do it again. Great, here's everybody at measure 9, please. And let's all see if we can copy the phrasing we just worked on there. So, dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. One measure starts what mezzo forte, and then D crescendo is pretty dramatically. Just be coming. Yeah, thank you. Just be coming.
waiting to explode. Jim, I wonder if we can find a slightly more articulate sound out of the snare. We hear the rhythm, but we don't really hear it. Da, 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 da. We just hear it. Let's try it on your own, man. Just go ahead. Yeah, the 16th notes could swallow a little bit. Maybe a different part of the drum. It's a little better. Try to see how crisp we can get it, even if the dynamic has to be strong.
Yeah, I was playing more towards the rim to keep the dynamic level down, but
yeah, we may be sacrificing some articulation. Yeah, let's try that for now. If it's too strong in context, we're going to slow it back. Okay, let's add everybody right here at 48. And for trumpet and flute, of course, pitch. Just be aware of the pitch issue. Well, let's make the style a little bit more marcato, a little bit more, I don't want to say martial, but ready to go into space. Here's 48. Hey, let's isolate his accompaniment to measure 66. These will be trombones, toms, and bass drum, please. And we need to hear these as do-do-do-do, do-do, do-do. Basically three versions of the same instrument, just they happen to be different. All right, here's 66, right? And 66, 2, 3. Sounds like a trombone or a bass drum. Right now it sounds a little leggero. Okay. It's supposed to be pop, pop. Same place, same place. 66, 2, 3. Good. And for the bass drum and trombone, we just isolate that a bit and make sure that the second 8th note is just as muscular as the first one. So it's not da da, it's da da. Okay? And just trombones and bass drum 67. Slightly in the second 8th, just a bit, maybe a little less bass drum. Good again. Pretty good. Let's everybody. 66. And if you're not one of those folks, can you find that in the texture so we can appreciate that going on as you're playing horizontally? Let's hear the rhythmic stuff too. 66. Into space, folks are slurring again. Or it sounds like they're slurring from up here. Same focus, same place, everything. So, if we can jump back to 34, and if we can we're going to break this down into 3 parts, basically melody 1, melody 2, and accompaniment, and just see how this is put together. So can we try the downbeat of 34 if you have straight 8th notes? On dot 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 dum. Just those folks. Let's listen to how we fit in together here, articulation-wise. Good. So only the folks who have it in 34. So we can hear them separately. Yeah, exactly. We'll break it down here. So just the folks who have 8th notes on 34. Yeah, once we've broken it down now, we can hear some inconsistencies. Can you use this opportunity to match everything so it's all da 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 dum da da dum da da dum with good accents on those 8ths. good. Do it one more time. Just keep the tempo very steady, but the articulation is getting better. 1, 2, z, do, ti, do. Yeah, the eighth note's deep dot, dom. We're pushing a bit, but for now, let's move on and try the other part of that melody. So this, if you have that rhythm starting in measure 35. This is alto sax. You have trumpet 2, 3, and 1 and 2 and. So it's hampered a little bit because it's lower in the range, so it doesn't get the same brightness, so we have to compensate a bit. So and let the first note be just as strong as their first note. So we hear it as a canon. One more time, 35, those folks. Yeah, and don't let forte mean rush. Forte is the same tempo, just a volume change. One more time, and 1 and 2 and. That wasn't forte though. 1 and 2 and. Let's try both those melody parts together. Let's make sure they're equal in terms of their canon. 1 and 2 and. Perhaps the lower voice, maybe we've overbalanced it a little bit, but I think we can compensate by making it lighter. So it's not softer, just more shorter perhaps. Let's try that one more time, and then we'll try our accompaniment. Good, let's try accompaniment now. So no melody, folks, but just accompaniment. And this volume is mezzo forte compared to their forte, so we do want to hear a distinction. So within mezzo forte, can we still get fortissimo goofy? Fortissimo, I don't know the word. Swaggy, hoedown style, but still mezzo forte. It's an articulation issue. Let's try it. That's a whole lot better. Now it's a matter, it's a matter of making the tuba bouncier, and I think the inverse of that is making the offbeats lighter and softer. So when we get oompa, 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 ba, it's oompa, 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 ba. Let's try. 2. Great. Everybody 34. But JC, maybe a little lighter, just a tad bit lighter. We've got your backup dancers in good shape now, so now the melody folks can dance forte. Here's 34. That was not Giacoso on the downbeat. It was Giacoso on the second note.